Idiot. This is our Q&A show where we're the idiots. I'm Dave Koco, the idiot, a.k.a. the huge one from KocoSports.com or KOCSports.net. It's up, but more importantly, I am from ProWrestling.me, as we are going to do a Q&A / talk about topics that ProWrestling.me has brought up. I'm joined by ProWrestling.me's very own LK VIP area, LK. Do you ever notice during the intros, the longer they go, the more I speak like Yoda? You're like, LK VIP, ProWrestling.me, be there. I think every wrestling promoter, I don't know, we used to do this down in Florida, and they used to do this in the early days. No matter how crazy or how bad the promo was, just end it with, be there. Like, that's it. All right. So, yeah, we got this. I normally don't like covering stories like this, but we got, like, a lot of people. I was sick in the last 2-3 days, and everyone's like, well, what about Homa? What about Homa? What about Homa? I'm like, what did this son of a bitch do? Like, I didn't really keep up with it. Right now, the tag tournament's going on. LK is breaking down certain days. I'm going to be completely honest, and this might get me some heel heat because I love New Japan, and I promote New Japan World out the fucking yin-yang, and I absolutely love New Japan, and I got tickets to Wrestle Kingdom. The tag team tournament is the least interesting tournament to me of the year. Like, it's just like, oh, yeah, they got events going on, but it's not Wrestle Kingdom. As soon as the G1 is over, like from G1 to Wrestle Kingdom, it just feels like preseason. I know that, but it would be different if, like, the tag team champs were respected in my eyes. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, 2 random dudes from Bullet Club. And most of the tag teams are just thrown together. Yeah, so, I don't know. Maybe I'll start breaking it down and reviewing it as it gets closer to the end of the tournament or the final day. I wanted to preview the whole thing, but I was just super sick. But I love New Japan, but the tag tournament is the least interesting thing of the year for me. People might agree, people might disagree, and hopefully you're still watching it. So maybe I'll review the last day. But LK is reviewing every now and then a day. If you're part of the LK VIP experience, look at that. Check it out. All right. Yeah, the story that people want to talk about, headline, it's posted on PWME by Herman Fredrickson. I got to get used to that because he uses a pen name. Dude, pen names are so effing hard because you're like, oh, I know him as, I'm making this name up, Mario. And you're like, what about not Mario, Herman Fredrickson. Like, you and your pen names, you son of a biscuit. All right, Herman. This is the story. New Japan Pro Wrestling star Homa is currently being investigated by various legal entities in Japan, apparently kicking longtime girlfriend Inchiki in the face. According to reports, she has been asking for forgiveness for an altercation with a past girlfriend. Nothing sounds like drama. You're like, drama. So basically, he kicked her in the face. She called the cops for her thing, and he's saying, no, I wasn't abused. She was abused. And I find this to be interesting, because in Japan, I hate to say this, I live in Japan, and I don't want to be that guy. The cops look away from a lot of stuff. Like, if someone is bleeding, if someone is drunk, bleeding on the curb, and the cops are like, are you okay? And they say yes, the cops go home. Like, there is no kicking down doors. There is no, oh, he's got a gun, look out. I remember dealing with Japanese cops. And first off, most of my friends are Japanese cops. They're fucking great guys. I would rather have Japanese cops than any other country. But they are not going to get involved if they're not wanted to be involved. And that's why I'm like, wow, it's interesting that this is making headlines and the cops are involved. I find it to be interesting because my experience with cops outside of my friends is one time these 2 drunk guys were about to rape this girl, and I scared them away with big fucking gaijin scary voice, like, oh, gaijin, go away. And I carried the girl to the police station because they have like police stations like every 10 goddamn feet here. And I remember I'm with my daughter, my teenage daughter. She's scared because she's never heard daddy in the scary voice. And I bring the girl down. I'm like, oh, there was 2 guys trying to rape her in the alley. And they go, were you one of the guys? And I was like, hold on, Japanese guy. You think, no. I understand gaijins commit a lot of crimes. That's foreigner. I'm with you. Okay, I see the stereotype. But hear me out on this master plan. I bring my teenage daughter to a rape scene, then I don't rape her and bring her to the cops. I'm not saying that that's a bad idea. I'm just saying that would be the worst rapist ever. So I'm just sitting there. I'm like, you're for real, right? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, no, I did not rape her. Why? What? You're insane. And they're like, oh, okay, just go about your way. And I was like, all right. So I don't know. So sometimes the cops, they're not going around beating you for no purpose. But at the same time, they're not exactly going to be solving any crime. So when I heard like legal guys were in it, I was like, really? The cops just didn't walk away? Two celebrities got into a fist fight? I imagine a woman wants to press charges. That's the only difference. Because if the women didn't want to press charges, they would just walk away. And it's weird. I want to tell you, because I live in Japan, I'm friends with a lot of pro wrestlers, and I'm going to tell a story without using names for the simple fact. But there was this famous female wrestler that I'm friends of a friend with, and she got the two wrestlers, a male wrestler and female wrestler, husband and wife, and the husband cheated on her. And it was like, if you go to Japanese blogs, there are women that just want to sleep with, the rat is well and alive in Japan. Go to Dragon Gate. Go to Dragon Gate. The rat is still well and alive. But the thing is, like, you can go on blogs and stuff, and they'll be just Japanese, like, oh, look, I got him. And we were shocked as friends that she divorced him. She's like, yeah, divorced him. He's cheating. Just because, like, divorce is kind of, even though it's picked up the last, like, 5-10 years, it's kind of unheard of. Like, I have a friend who says every man has two women they love. And I was like, their mom and their wife? Like, no one loves their mom here. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, no. He's like, that was a bad joke. But he goes, every man loves two women. His wife and the woman he really loves. Like, they just don't get divorced. You see it all the time. It's very rare. So, like, yeah, it's weird. But New Japan has previously released Homa in 2012 after selling a ticket scandal. And this is my favorite part of the line. Anyone that lives in Japan will get a chuckle out of this. I'm gonna read the line from line. That may have involved members of an underground faction in Japan. I like to call them tattooed gentlemen. If you want to call them underground faction, that's still cute. So yeah, he's been in trouble before, but now Homa's like, I wasn't the one abusing her, she's the one abusing me. And I'm like, oh, that's never gonna work in Japan. That's a horrible defense. That's just not going to work in Japan. So yeah, it's a lot of drama. If Homa really did kick her in the face and it was abusive shit, I think New Japan should fire him. But you got to remember, women are crazy. Like, they'll say, stuff like that. But I don't know. It's just going to be hard for Homa to prove that she abused him. Like, you know what I mean? So I normally don't like talking about this stuff, but we got a lot of requests. And hopefully it goes good. I'm just shocked that it made news. But normally this would just be like, all right, going the other way. See you later. Some poor lady got kicked in the face. So it's kind of interesting for living in Japan's point of view. But yeah, divorce is like the new cool thing in Japan. So maybe these people need to get a divorce. And Homa, don't beat up women. Come on. I know you're a little upset that it took you forever to get a victory in the G1. But okay, bad jokes aside. But yeah, I don't know. My opinion is it just sucks, and I love Homa, but but then again, in America, people look the other way a lot. I don't know how it is. I imagine in the UK it's the same way. I'm sure, like, the other day, I was talking to someone, and I said John Jones is a horrible person, and he thought I was crazy for that. And I'm just like, why am I crazy? He hit a pregnant woman with a rent-a-car, left the scene of the crime, came back, got the money, and left again. Just because he's the best fighter in the world doesn't mean he's not a horrible person. But I don't know. Are you one of those guys that gets starstruck? Like, I can't believe it, he did it? Or are you kind of like, fuck him?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. If you do something wrong, you should be punished no matter who you are. It's just morals. I have morals. Some people
Yeah.
don't. Well, it's not about morals. It's just, are you morally correct? It's just I know people who were like that about John Jones. When I read it, I was like, what a fucking dickhead. And then there's, oh, sorry, I shouldn't curse. There was that guy in the comments the other day. Oh, why'd you curse every other line? Sorry.
Who cares?
Um,
But listen, this is the way we see it. This is how we see it. We see this as, especially Stumped Idiot, but all of our shows and our ProWrestling.me site, we see it as a pro rest bar. You know, like if you came to a pro rest bar, you came to, you know, us hanging out in person, like you curse too much, I'd be like, well, there you go. You know, I think nowadays YouTubers and entertainers bow down to the audience so much that they stop being themselves. Like most YouTubers are like, well, people don't like you. Well, so not everyone's gonna like you, and they don't comprehend that. They're like, well, I don't curse. I put in shiny graphics. I make sure not to say anything offensive. And I'm like, but yeah, but you might have thousands more viewers than us, but it's not your real voice. You might as well just be a pretty model reading the teleprompter. I don't know. But yeah, don't worry about cursing. You know, like, oh, who cares? I always found that funny. A matter of fact, you know, there's a meme going around. I don't know how true it is. I call it Facebook science. That people that curse are more honest. And I kind of believe that. Like, if you don't curse, I automatically assume you're not a good person. Like, something's up. And it's just because I remember in the Marines, there's a lot of we're talking a lot of fucking rough topics here. Jeez, hopefully no kids are watching. In the Marines, we had this Christian guy. And, like, he was like, you can't curse. But he would be like, friggin' that. I'm like, well, what's the difference? You're changing the word that, all right, but moving on. And I just remember he was okay with raping people. And I was like, whoa, hold on. Baby Jesus doesn't fucking want you to curse, but he'll forgive you for raping people? Fuck you. So, yeah, I don't trust people that curse. Like, as soon as, like, I meet you, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? Hey, we can be fucking pals forever, buddy. He's like, I don't like you cursing. I'm like, hey, listen, dude, this ain't gonna fucking work out. And I understand, hey, you know, oh, when you're doing a presentation at work, don't curse. Okay, I understand that. Everyone has to sell out and dance. I understand, hey, don't curse in front of kids because they need to find that out on... Okay, anyway, I understand not cursing in certain situations. But YouTube, sitting around talking to your buddies, you're... Okay, way to go, Captain America. Keep it the fuck up. But anyway, what were you saying before we made fun of people? Man, this might be our most fucking weird show ever. This is what we get, Internet Infantry. We go off what you want to talk about, and we've mentioned fucking 76 fucking horrible things in the first 10 minutes.
What was it was about John Jones when it's stealing. Yeah, just morally incorrect, so he shouldn't do it. Just people need to have more morals and more self-respect for themselves, because if that happened to them, like for instance, if they were that pregnant woman who got knocked over, would they like to be saying, oh, it's John Jones, oh, it's fine.
Oh, she wasn't knocked over, her arm was broken.
Oh, dude, it's just horrible. Just imagine if that was you and everyone's like, oh, I don't care, it's John Jones. Like, come on.
Well, the whole thing is justice is supposed to be blind. Like, I love when people put paste on Facebook. They'll get the most poor, crack-headed, fucking horrible person ever, and they'll go off on the judge and be like, see, I'm glad the judge gave her extra punishment. Well, the fact that she gave her extra punishment because of who she is, justice isn't blind, and the system is broken. Oh, man, I don't think you should be as hard because he's the world champion. Well, you have no justice. You have no law system. I don't know, but we're getting way too deep. Homa, stop. Come on, Homa. Get your shit together. If he's found guilty of this, I love you, Homa Mania, but you're fired.
I'm going to be honest. No way. When I look at the guy, I kind of see that in him. Like, just losing his temper, especially his voice. Like, I can just picture him just losing it.
I was going to say, are you racist? But are you voicist? Just because the man has a deep voice and been punched in the throat a couple times. So like...
Just everyone right now, if you don't know Homa is...
No, hold on. Okay, so you're like, yes, I'd like two beers. And the bartender's like, here's the beers. You're like, that guy definitely beats his wife. That guy beats... Ladies and gentlemen, listen to the way he talks. He beats his wife. What the fuck, man? Don't be a voicist.
Get a picture. If you do not know this guy as well, you'll probably do if you clicked on the title anyway. Just look at him. Just look at him a minute and think, could you picture him doing that? I don't know nothing about him personally, so just from what I'm looking at, by judging what I'm looking at on the screen now, and I'm looking at the ProWrestling.me one with the New Japan, I could picture him, just snapping.
Is it the voice? Is it the hair? Is it that he's Japanese? Is it that he's got muscles? Is it that
It's
he looks
the
like...
whole package.
Well, what's the situation here? What are you stereotyping here?
All of it. He just looks like. I'm not saying that he is a bad person. I'm just saying it looks like he could have it in him to snap. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. And also by Herman Fredrickson, he has his TNA brawl picks by the rounds, TNA bracket brawl picks, whatever. He's doing a tournament. He did every round. He breaks it down, and I saw Pro Wrestling Got Me, and a lot of people are asking us. We're like, I stopped. I don't know when you stopped watching TNA. I don't think you did stop watching TNA. Did you watch?
I did. When the tournament started, because there's a group stage, it's like 15,000 matches per night. I said I'm not going to watch it until it's the last show of the group stages. So there was a whole month and a half where I didn't watch it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I refused to watch once EC3 lost to Matt Hardy in 4 days booking. There's no defense to that. But still, people want our opinions. According to Herman Fredrickson, his predictions, you can read it, do not make me happy. I am very upset and very, I don't know, I think there's nothing good I could say about TNA. Like, there was always something I could say. As of right now, there's nothing I could say good, and I don't want to fucking be that guy that just makes fun of TNA. But I promised I would give TNA a chance when this tournament's over unless Matt Hardy wins. I still, like... And no, it cracks me up. All these TNA fans, they used to have a lot of TNA fans that used to join us for the podcast. We have all these TNA guys. They all agreed with me. Matt Hardy would be the worst fucking decision ever. And then they all bailed. They didn't want to fucking face the music. No one wanted to come on the show. And it was just like, how fucking embarrassing that you're pro a company so bad when they mess up, you can't call them on it. And then they wonder why it's a fucking joke of a company. I'll give TNA another chance after the tournament, but it's one of those, it's on thin ice. Unless Matt Hardy wins. If Matt Hardy wins the fucking tournament, no. Call me when the fucking Hardys don't have the championship. That's fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous, I tell you. But anyway, people, you can check out Herman Fredrickson's column. People want to do our predictions. I stopped watching the night EC3 lost, and then Matt Hardy came on YouTube, and he's like, I won the title, but now there's fuck you. I'm done. Checking the fuck out. Going home. But people still want our opinions. Who do you think's going to win the tournament? If it ain't Bobby Roode, Eric Young, or EC3, it's going to be a huge failure in my eyes. Huge failure. I can't comprehend EC3 losing in 4 days of booking. I can't get past that. I never will. It would never happen. And not only that, but Matt Hardy, fucking, oh God, him on fucking Twitter, TNA fans, oh God. A fucking dude. No, because, the one thing that, I kid you not, one time I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm being an asshole. Maybe I should check out TNA. And then right on my timeline, and I have a lot of people on Twitter, because I used to have one of those bots that auto-followed, so, I follow a lot of people on Twitter. But I kid you not, the second I thought of fucking watching TNA, I'd be like, maybe I'm being a little too hard on him. Matt Hardy tweets this. Well, WWE has a tournament, no one complains. And I was like, dude, I'm done. I can't watch the fucking tournament. There's a huge difference between fucking you, fat fucking Hardy, winning the title in 4 days in your home fucking town in an injury. If you can't tell the difference, fuck you. So congratulations, Matt Hardy. You're a fucking piece of shit.
Well, I'll give you a quick. If you missed this at the week's Impact, this is what you missed. You missed during Grado's entrance, Dave. Grado's entrance.
First off, I do love me some Grado. I might have to YouTube clip that.
But the thing is, though, he gets in the ring. Bram rolls him up, finished. Okay.
No, stop reading. I'm done. I don't even want to read the results.
No. Austin Aries versus Lashley went 12.5 minutes. Very good match. Robbie E versus Davey Richards went about 10 minutes. Very good match. Triple Threat X Division. Very good match. Rockstar Spud Drew Galloway. Very good match. Overall, it was a good week of Impact. I'll be honest. It was good. And if you want to hear my detailed review, you can become an LKVIP member at ProWrestling.me.
I knew this was going somewhere. Anyway, yeah, so I guess I gave my predictions. You know what? It's Bobby Roode or EC3. That's it. I'm taking Eric Young out of the debate. Those are the only two guys that are fucking like even worthy of having that fucking title.
What about Lashley?
Who do you got predicted? So, Mister, I fucking watch TNA.
I don't know, because you couldn't really judge from the group stage, but also, by the way, the shows feel very dated, like very dated. That's one thing I stressed the whole time. I don't know. I feel Lashley for some reason. Lashley, Rude, EC3. If Fat Fuck Hardy wins, that's a disgrace. That's the equivalent of putting it on Fat Fuck Fale. That's just a joke.
Yeah, I think it's actually worse, to be honest. I much love the sports fan at Marcus New York 15 retweeted us, and boom, boom, boom. If you're, this is Andy Papp's question, a live question on Facebook. You get to hit us on Twitter and Facebook. We'll try to get some live questions. But if you're TNA management, would you sign Bill Goldberg?
No.
You know what? I don't know. Here's the reason why. There's a part of me. Okay, hear me out. There's a part of me that like, oh, how would you build a company? Would you do it? Da 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 da. Like, it depends. If it was completely my company, no. If I'm, like, under Dixie Carter, I'd be like, why the fuck not? We've signed everyone else. Sure, good. Fucking Bill Goldberg. So it depends on, like, where I am. If I'm, like, in charge, I'm like, yeah, thanks, Bill, but no. And I would actually get rid of a lot of people, to be honest with you. A lot of former WWE guys not named DC3. I would try to rebuild that. But as far as Bill Goldberg goes, if I'm in charge 100%, then no, I don't sign him. If it's Dixie Carter's money, like, why not? You failed at everything else. Go for it.
But if they can't afford to pay the production, if they can't afford to pay the production team, how are they going to afford to pay Bill Goldberg?
I honestly think that's done by choice. I don't think it's a money issue. I think if there is that, I think it's done by choice. Because Panda Energy, they could afford it, but they choose not to. You know, as long as if you don't get paid and you show up to work, they're going to take advantage of it. Same thing happens in Japan with teachers. People are always mad, like, oh, well, why the fuck do you quit? Well, if I get paid less than minimum wage, I fucking leave. No. There's too many people that it's their dream to live in Japan, so they take lower paydays. It's their dream to be on television and be a pro wrestler, so they'll take lower paydays or work in pro wrestling. No, don't do that. John Jones, the greatest fighter in the world. Ha, Koco, you make me laugh. Conor McGregor will be the best fighter in the world when he KOs Aldo. Possibility. I love Conor McGregor more than a straight man should. I just don't think he can beat Aldo. Like, I want him to win. I'll be like, go, Conor, go! Go, Conor, go! But I'm not betting on him. My money, no. Unless, of course, the odds are tremendous. Like, I didn't think Holly Holmes could beat Ronda, but I saw those odds. I was like, sure, why not? Fucking, I bet on two things. I bet on her winning. I didn't think she was going to win, but the odds were ridiculous. And I bet it went to the third round. It went to the second. And I thought Holly Holm was going to pay for Christmas. I was like, yeah. I went to my tattoo gentleman, the underground of Japan, and I collected my big wad. And like, how did you know? I was like, I didn't know. The odds were too good. So I take the money. I go home, and I'm like, yeah, Holly Holmes just paid for Christmas. And then fucking little cell phone, my daughter's dating, and we put a limit on her phone, so it was an $800 phone bill. And I'm like, all right, well, one of these ain't getting fucking Christmas gifts. Fucking $800 phone bill, teenage daughters. What the fuck is that?
Fucking hell.
And it says, don't bet against the Irish. I'm not betting against the Irish. I'm just going to sit back. I'm not putting money on it. But yeah, the Irish, right now, bet on the Irish is fucking paying off. And everything. Irish is fucking taking over. Way to go, Jerry. Like, just to give one Irish guy the thumbs up. But yeah. I'll be rooting for McGregor, but I will not be betting on him. I won't be betting on Aldo either, because it would be weird. Like, go, Conor! Conor gets knocked out, you're crying, collecting your money. God damn, Conor lost! Anyway, I'm dying. It's official. All right.
Did you see last week's SmackDown TV ratings, Dave? They went from a
no, but I heard like SmackDown has been good in the last couple weeks. Is that I've been misinformed. Not the ratings. I heard the show's actually been good.
Yeah, the show's been pretty good, yeah, I'll be honest. But
right.
The ratings went from a 1.64 down to a 1.15, which is the lowest in history since 2010, which got a 1.14.
Yeah. Well, I know what we should do. We should get more wrestlers and more fucking YouTubers and people in the business blaming the fans. I bet you that will turn it around right away.
Dave, ratings don't matter. Ratings don't matter, Dave, to these people, so I'm not even going to waste my breath.
Attendance doesn't matter. Ratings doesn't matter. Selling merchandise doesn't matter. Vince, as a stockholder, what does matter? When the network, okay, first off, remember when the network fucking failed miserably and didn't reach its numbers to a year later? That wasn't a big deal. Ratings going down the shitter wasn't a big deal. Dean Ambrose selling the most merchandise wasn't a big deal. Okay, what is a big deal, Vince? What is a big deal? And Vince will be like, I'll tell you, kid. I don't know why Vince talks like this, but moving on. I'm already here talking like this. I'll tell you, kid, what matters is you need to blame the IWC for everything. That's all that matters. Just blame the IWC and those fans will keep coming back. Oh, Vince, I feel bad for you.
Are you part of the fan cancel that WWE has on their website? Because they sent an email out today. Okay, the question was, how would the inclusion of the following ideas impact your interest in viewing Raw more often?
Really? No, you know what? Though? We're making fun of this. This is actually good because they're out of touch. They need to do this shit. Like, you know, it's funny. Poor WWE. But at the same time, it's like a fat guy going to a gym. Yeah, it's fun to laugh at a fat guy on a treadmill. Not cool, gym members. But at least he's fucking trying. WWE, fat kid on a treadmill. Go on. What are the questions?
So we have, do you want specialty matches? Do you want time spent addressing the fans? Do you want championship matches?
Hold on. Time addressing the fans. You know that's Triple H breaking kayfabe. He's like, oh, they want more time with the fans? Fucking marks. You guys are fucking so goddamn stupid. I'm gonna reenact my skit. Here comes pro wrestler. Oh, you're a pro wrestler? I like MMA. Respect me. All right. Oh, you're a pro wrestler? I like boxing. Respect me. I'm a pro wrestler. Oh, I love pro wrestling. You stupid fucking mark. How fucking dare you like pro wrestling, you fucking idiot.
This is your one. Do you want championship matches?
Yes. Check that.
Do you want celebrity guest appearances? No. Do you want celebrity guests including in matches? Fucking no. Do you want legends appearances? When special. Do you want legends?
So on that one. If done right. Is there an option like if done right? Like, is that one of the options? Like, yes, no, if done right.
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind legends if done right. Go on.
And then the last one is, do you want legends included in matches? And then this is there's a few more. So these are actual questions.
I always thought a legends title. Wouldn't a legends title be awesome? Like, there's the senior PGA. Why not a legends title?
Do you remember when TNA did it though? Oh my good lord.
Oh no! First off, do it right. Let's not get ridiculous. That was horrible. But moving on.
So we have, how often do you typically watch Raw?
Sadly, every week, and I talk to my psychiatrist about it. I want to let it go. Like when do you give the long sigh of what the fuck am I doing with my life? Usually, it starts off with I set everything up. I got Raw on. And as soon as the music is off, you know, it's like, da-da-da-da-da, Raw. And I'm like, all right, maybe it'll be good. As soon as that first promo starts, it's like, like, that's when it hits me. Oh,
These next three questions are fucking hilarious. Do you ever change the channel during an episode of Raw? Do you ever fast forward during recorded episodes? And then this is the best one. What are some reasons why you fast forward during recorded episode of Raw? Is it because of commercial breaks? The match is not exciting? Superstar/diva not interested? Backstage interviews or talking segments?
I don't know. Like, talking segments, it depends. There's some good talking segments, but yeah, fast forward a lot if it wasn't for the review. Matter of fact, I don't know. Is there an option of, like, if I didn't review this show, I wouldn't watch it? Is that an option?
No, there's not. It's just a
No. When we fought YouTube, I didn't watch Raw. I didn't have to review it, and when I did watch Raw, the week after, I just fast forward through everything. It's like I ain't watching this. I ain't watching this. I ain't watching this. So, and a lot of times, a lot of people that have Hulu, they make a shorter version of Raw. People that I've read, have told me, I don't watch it on Hulu, but people that have told me that watch it on Hulu, they cut out a lot of stuff. It's a lot better. It's a lot better version of Raw. So, yeah. All right, WWE. Well, hopefully people get feedback. So, but here's the problem, too. Listen. You're not going to get fired if you give honest feedback to WWE. Because everyone thinks they're in the business. And they're like, well, if I say I don't like that segment, Vince won't hire me. I've never seen so many fucking delusional fucks in my life than right now. This has to be a world record of delusional fucks. Like, you'd always meet like one or two delusional fucks being in pro wrestling. But no. It never comes up. Here's the thing. In an interview, if you fucking badmouth the WWE, never comes up in the interview. Never. I've been interviewed by fucking, okay, I don't know how much if I could say legally. I've been interviewed by 2 national companies, the biggest one 3 times, the one that fucking has Matt Hardy as champ once. And I fucking, for 20 years, been like, this fucking sucks. This is what you should do. This fucking sucks. This is what you should do. Never comes up. Not once. Not once. And, yeah. Never. It never comes up. Like, what? Like, I'll be driving, this has got to be a world record for delusional fucks. I was driving to an event with a ring announcer, and we were talking about Raw, and I go to the ring announcer, and I was like, man, yeah, this fucking week's Raw sucked, huh? And he goes, oh, I don't like to talk bad about WWE just in case Vince gets word back.
Wow. And
I'm like, holy fucking shit, are you delusional? Are you fucking insane? He doesn't pay you. I hate people that sell out before they don't get paid. Like, I used to hate all sellouts, but, food, it's understandable. But selling out before you get paid? Like, yeah, I joke around, like, people are like, oh, you're going to get a haircut? I'm like, I don't get paid enough to get a haircut. Like, you pay me, I'll get a haircut. I'm not getting a haircut. Fucking what? For that fucking pay? You better give me a fucking haircut bonus. Fucking haircut. Anyway, I don't know. Don't sell out before you get paid. It really, really does not work out well. But yeah, hopefully there's not that many delusional fucks. But who knows? You can go on and be like, the IWC is everything wrong with it. And you're like, of course it is. Of course it is. Zachary did a great column about the sins of TNA. Boom Boom, who's usually our co-host. Well, he's old school. He's one of the original co-hosts. WWE's push of Roman Reigns, why we don't care. Zachary does a big thing about my problems with Ring of Honor. I guess we could turn that into a question. It's a nice column, so check it out. What's your number one problem with Ring of Honor? All right, so my number one problem with Ring of Honor is when they work with New Japan, they think they're equals. And they don't give New Japan the credit they deserve. And that's just coming from me as a New Japan fan. And the second problem I have with Ring of Honor is, and it's a small problem, and they've improved. So I'm going to kind of rake this off the list. Their TV shows didn't match their pay-per-view schedule. But they've improved that a lot. Do you have any problems with Ring of Honor?
The last one I agree with. I don't know about they don't treat New Japan well, but New Japan didn't treat Ring of Honor well. I mean, the Kingdom over at the Tag League have 0 points right now.
Yeah, but you also got to remember they gave Red Dragon the titles. They gave him a win on, I don't know. Maybe it's that could be the question, a little bit deciding factor. I think New Japan treats Ring of Honor too well.
Yes, you're right.
And I think Ring of Honor doesn't treat New Japan as good. Or as well. By the way, got a novel coming out. Every time I mess up English or misspell something, I'm like, I'm a novelist.
Also, for old school wrestling fans, the WWE Network today, they've added the episodes of the 1980s Mid-South Wrestling and 1990s of Smoky Mountain Wrestling to the archives, so definitely worth a check out for them.
Yeah, Kayfabe Connection sent the meme out that fucking hit a home run, and he said, "Is it sad that you're so excited for the WWE Network and you don't watch WWE? Like WWE Network is like, all right, like I don't know. Some people count NXT, but if I had legal access to, the network, come to Japan. If I had legal access to the network, I would just watch NXT and the classics. So, but the only thing is, this would help WWE. I think WWE fucking shot themselves in the foot. If I ran the network, or if a real businessman like Shane McMahon ran the network, there would be no New Japan World. You would just be watching New Japan, Dragon Gate, Noah, AAA, even TNA. If I ran the WWE Network, or a real businessman ran the WWE Network, it would be the best fucking network in the world, and people would just be pouring in. Because that's the thing with Netflix. Netflix is so fucking good because they have everything. WWE isn't, because it's just a membership area. But they're really improving. They're improving. The WWE Network is improving, but they really fucked up. Like, could you imagine? No one would complain if you had TNA, Ring of Honor, and those two are a little bit harder. I thought TNA would have been easier than Ring of Honor. But yeah, TNA, Ring of Honor, get WWE Ends content, New Japan, AAA, CMLL. They could charge you $29.99 and you're fucking on board. Dragon Gate. No, dude, get the fuck out of here.
You could charge as much as you fucking want. You could charge 50. You get every company, like every single company.
And who's going to say no? The UFC does it. Who's going to say no?
How much is the UFC?
The UFC, I don't know. I pay in yen, and I don't pay attention. So I'm going to say roughly $10 to $20. But they have women's MMA. They have other MMA organizations on all the time.
Okay.
All right. So, and we'll do a couple of these. This is from King Darkwing Duck on ProWrestling.me. Best suplexes today. Let's see. Boop, boop, boop. We have a couple replies. Sean P says Michael Elgin off the apron suplex into a Falcon Arrow is pretty sweet. I say, I'm quoting myself, nothing douchier than that. I say Dalton Castle slow suplex. I just remember I didn't really know who Dalton Castle was. Chikara had a free show, and I think he had a match on Ring of Honor the same night. And he just suplexes so fucking slow and so strong. I'm just like, dude, that's amazing. Because usually you got like a Brock Lesnar, he's like, "Wah!" and just throws the motherfucker like he's a goddamn paper plate. But to sit there and do the fucking slow suplex, it was so different and so impressive. But yeah, who do you think has the best suplex? I mean, there's so many good suplexes. Yeah, there's some bad ones, but there's some really, dude, I don't know. To me, a really good suplex can get me as excited as, like, there's some things, like high spots usually get people excited. The average fan gets excited for high spots. And trust me, I love high spots. But a really good suplex and a really good armbar I can pop for.
Yeah, dude, technical at the start. If I get like a really good, fast-paced, crisp, fluent technical chain work, I'm going to be fucking marking out and pre-coming down the side of my leg. That's why I love Evolve.
The problem is the percentage of that happening is very low. A lot of people think they're good technical wrestlers that ain't.
Exactly. That's what I love about Evolve. It's just the first 10 minutes, just slow, methodical. It's just, if you're a fan of that style, please check out Evolve. And it's over on WNLive.com.
I don't know on Cyber Monday, they had a free match. It was Roderick Strong. I watched it. It was pretty damn good.
I love Evolve. I love Evolve, as you would say, more than straight.
I love Roderick Strong. Like, I just love Roderick Strong. There, I said it. If loving Roderick Strong is wrong, I don't want to be right. Solomon Crow, people wanted to ask us opinion on that. Here's a question. Solomon Crow, I just think he was a bust. I don't know if it was booking. I don't know if it was him. His NXT time was a bust, and hopefully he can benefit on the indies. Most annoying wrestling storylines. So not, just storylines in general. What is your most annoying storyline? I've already answered this in the comments, so if you need time to think, I can go first. If not, go ahead.
You can go first. Give me a few seconds.
All right. My biggest storyline is kayfabe-wise. the wrestler wins everything. And I don't even want to pick on John Cena because this happens with Roman Reigns. This happens especially at WWE. You're the best athlete. You've won everything. You go undefeated. You barely ever lose. And they still every night sell you as the underdog. Nothing makes me more fucking pissed off. Nothing. Like John Cena. Like, how is John Cena ever the underdog? How? Statistically, kayfabe-wise, real-life-wise, like any way you look at John Cena, he's never the underdog. And the same thing with Roman Reigns. He's like, superstar of the year, slamming superstar of the year. He fucking won fucking everything. He's 9'10", looks beautiful. Like, why? Why would Roman Reigns ever be the underdog? I don't know. I hate when a wrestler is handed everything or kayfabe-wise wins everything and they sell him as the underdog. That fucking burns my ass every fucking time. Every time. And New Japan does that sometimes with Tanahashi. TNA, I don't know if TNA does that much. TNA just puts over WWE old guys way too much. But yeah, I hate the guy has won everything. Like, if you're going to make a face who's dominant, book it like Samoa Joe in Ring of Honor early TNA. Book it like Taz in ECW. Book it like Bill Goldberg. We're talking storyline-wise. Like, no one said, there's Bill Goldberg. He's an underdog. Because he fucking never lost. It makes no fucking sense. Like, WWE, like, nowadays, the way WWE tells a story, if WWE had Bill Goldberg in their prime, the streak would be 290-0, and they would be like, what an underdog! He just beat Hugh Morris for the 47th time. Dude, bro, it's not a fucking underdog story. You can't just call someone an underdog. That'd be like watching Rocky 1 and Rocky Marciano just stars as Rocky. He's like, yeah, I'm 49-0. Oh, I beat Apollo. No shit, you're Rocky goddamn Marciano. Of course you beat Apollo. The fuck, man? I hate the underdog storyline for a guy that, like, is never the underdog. Ever. 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 Like, what? How is he the underdog? How? What universe? In what universe? Kayfabe, not kayfabe, is John Cena and Roman Reigns the underdog. And it just adds fuel to the fire because you're like, oh, I hope John Cena wins. And Michael Cole's like, he beat the odds. What odds? If there was Vegas odds, they would just say, you can't bet on Cena. The fucking odds are too fucking high in his favor.
Big match John's won another one. JBL, you toilet.
Yeah. So that's my most annoying storyline. If you're going to have a dominant guy, Bill Goldberg, Taz, Samoa Joe, those are ways to make dominant guys. And if you are going to have, he's the underdog, have at least a rival who beats him. Like, I pick on Tanahashi a lot. There he is. Look at that in the corner. Look at that sexy motherfucker holding CML. That's Muda. There's Tanahashi. But I love Tanahashi. But even him, it's like, he didn't beat the odds. Like, when he wins the G1, and if you have been watching more than fucking a year, pre-New Japan World, if you watch me pre-New Japan World, you're just like, he didn't beat the odds. He was the odds. I don't know. Just too much. Too much of beating the odds of, like, it's ridiculous. All right, so what was one storyline that fucking grinds your gears?
Whenever they do a love triangle in general, and B, when they do a love triangle with the championship on the line and the whole focus isn't on the belt, it's on the love triangle itself. I can't stand that. I cannot. I remember they did it with Punk and Bryan one year. Like, they didn't give a shit about the wrestling. It was all about that AJ. I cannot stand that bullshit. It's wrestling. It's not a fucking soap opera. Like, fuck off. Piss on sports entertainment, as Steve Austin said on his show.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird, and it doesn't work, and I don't know. It's just really weird. Dear WWE, if you want to see how you attract women to your audience, see what Dragon Gate does. But you might be breaking some international laws on that one. But no, just watch Dragon Gate. Like, if I was WWE, I would watch more Dragon Gate. Because when you go to Dragon Gate, first off, there's tons of women in the audience. Second off, there's tons of nerds in the audience, including women nerds. Third off, the children love it. Dragon Gate, New Japan is awesome, and it's a sport. But Dragon Gate is legit the top-level sports entertainment for the whole family. Like, my kids don't want to watch anything live unless it's Dragon Gate. They're like, I'd be like, hey, do you want to go to Wrestle Kingdom? Like, that's not Dragon Gate. All right. You want to go to 0-1? That's not Dragon Gate. Like, and it's funny because, like, my son, my oldest son, will say, I'm not a wrestling fan. I just watch Dragon Gate. And not only that, but it's not like the in-ring product is bad. It's just cruiserweight fantastic. That's where Ricochet and Yuha Nation kind of broke out a little bit, at least in the Japanese scene. And I know there'll be some guy in the UK be like, one time Ricochet mowed my lawn. That's when I knew of him. Ricardo on Facebook says, after hearing about AJ Styles having a lower back injury, yeah, hopefully he rests up and he can have that match at Wrestle Kingdom. Do you see New Japan taking him out of the World Tag League? I would. I wouldn't risk it. That's just me. If Homa's found guilty, the plans is probably having him and Makabe winning the tag tournament are in jeopardy. Yeah. You can't. I mean, you can't have a guy going for the tag team titles and he's fucking in prison or jail or whatever. I probably won't go to jail, but I don't know. He should be fired. Steve B, I'll just shorten your name, says he liked our video, so I appreciate that. Much love. And so did Ricardo. All right. Any more live comments? Don't bet on the Irish. Bet on the Irish. All right. Well, there we go. we got two people contradicting each other. Interesting. And Alisa, Alyssa, Alisa. She always likes us on the Facebook page. Our Facebook page doesn't do too well, but she always likes us, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right, and I think that's it, sir. There's one more comment there's a lot of comments, but there's one more that I wanted to talk about, but I think we might save that for another one. Oh, someone broke in. LB, you're a future ninja. How does LB get to fucking right on YouTube? It drives me insane. LB, I am so jealous. I am so jealous of your YouTube powers. No one can comment on YouTube, including me. But LB is like, I know. The ninja has returned from the future. Now I'm taking my throne with a side of pizza and fries with Holly Holmes as my side piece from knocking out Rousey like a champ. LB, how do you... LB might just work for YouTube. That's it. He's just fucking with us. Which is true? I'm a time-traveling ninja or Aladdin with a magic genie or the man who brought YouTube to comment for free? All right, so here we go. We're going to let LK answer this one. LB figured a way how to hack YouTube's blocking of comments. Why, YouTube? Why? But he figured it out. Now, what is the reason? He's a time-traveling ninja, which I'm leaning towards. Aladdin with a magic genie. By the way, Aladdin's one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. Or the man who bought YouTube to comment for free. So he just bought YouTube so we can comment on it. What are you going with? I'm saying time-traveling ninja.
I think maybe I'm leaning towards C. I do think maybe he bought YouTube, and that's why no one could comment apart from him. You can't even. He's blocked you from doing it. That's how powerful he is. I mean, it's an honor that he watches the show, and if you're watching this, you can bump my AdSense feed up if you like. Okay, no problem. Thank you.
All right. Zachary also posted about PWI's #1 spot. Yeah, PWI, they're just sellouts. Can we stop talking about them? Like, I remember at one time, it was like, oh, it's kayfabe, that's why. They're not even good at kayfabe. They just sell out. It's just Oscar De La Hoya dressed up in his underwear receiving money from WWE. It's just like the PWI does not exist. I mean, some indie guy will fucking suck them off for a year and be like, look, I'm number 467. But the reality is, it's like the classified ads. PWI is the pro wrestling classified ads. That's all it is, dude. And like, maybe at one time they took pride in what they did because they wanted to be a kayfabe type rag. But now, no. Not even like kayfabe-wise, it doesn't even make sense. You're like, okay, how do you justify this kayfabe-wise? Well, they paid us more. Oh, well, that justifies it. He also, about pro wrestling regrets. I'm going to have to do a separate one on that because my regret is pretty freaking hardcore. And it's not turning down jobs. Someone would be like, you wish you worked for them. No, I wouldn't have said no 3 times. And GoFundMe pages for pro wrestlers. I'll probably mention that in that. So there you go. That was a ProWrestling.me exclusive Stump the Idiot. And those other topics I'll do separate videos on just because, A, we're running out of time, and B, you know, rough times. Boom Boom on the Homa story says, say it ain't so, Homa. So there you go. And I totally slaughtered 76 words there. Novelist. Book comes out February 25th. Buy it. Be there. All right. I think that's it. LK, plug your stuff, and I'm going to look for a few live comments. And if there's no live comments, we'll just wrap this bad boy up.
Sure thing. You can, again, the VIP experience has been upgraded. I spent a few hours a day upgrading everything, so it looks a bit fancy-pantsy, not like the shit it was before. New logo, new everything. A few, again, as I said on the Raw review, few more signing up over the weekend. Make sure you keep them rolling in. Again, it's 50 pence per month. It will go up. I will warn you, it will go up, because if I'm going to keep doing the content and just, my eyes are bleeding. Literally, I'm getting no sleep. And I'm just busting my ass on there. But I'm enjoying myself. I'm not busting my ass and, like, grinding. I'm just enjoying myself. And I review New Japan, Ring of Honor, even TNA. So you TNA fanboys out there, give that a watch. WWE main event. And I've got a band, Divided Heaven. He's going to come and review the Rumble after it airs exclusively for VIPs. The guy's followed by John Cena, the verified John Cena. So that's big time. So I'm looking forward to that. And just become a VIP and join ProWrestling.me for free.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah, I'm on the VIP page now. It's pretty sexy. You know, made it dark and sexy. I see what's going on. So, yeah, pretty sweet. All right. Boom, boom, boom. So, yeah, we do have one last live comment from LB. I have powers. Thank you all. I see good luck in your podcast YouTuber future. Well, you know what? We're willing to sell out for money, LB. But LB, if you're a future ninja that owns YouTube with the Aladdin Genie, you better make sure that YouTube doesn't attack us anymore. Beware of the powers of Super Ninja. Oh, I see. We're not even that far. He's a Super Ninja. Now back to the future. All right, Super Ninja. What happened to Don't Be Evil? That sounds. You know what, LB? You really do sound like a YouTube employee. I'm willing to help you. Don't disrespect my power. I kid you not. Do you know what? This is a true story. True story. Do you know why KocoSports.net doesn't have YouTube ads? I mean, not YouTube ads, Google AdSense. True story. I called up and I'm like, hey, yeah, we had to call this number to ask for Google AdSense. She goes, I'm a feminist. And I'm like, okay, I'm an anarchist. You know, like I just thought we were just throwing out titles. And I was like, yeah, okay. Why don't we have ads? And she's like, you know why? I'm like, listen, I didn't jump through 76 fucking hoops to not know why. She goes, I'm a feminist. That's why, it hangs up. Way to go, Google. Way to go. I didn't want to make money. It's okay. True story. All that is factual. I hope they recorded it because I'll pay you $10 for it, YouTube.
She was Employee of the Month that month, so you
without a doubt. Like, my whole thing is if you're like, oh, I'm a feminist and, you know, pictures of a girl offend me, then I'm like, okay, well, then we can adjust from that. But she didn't even give, like, an ultimatum. She's just like, no, I'm a feminist. And I'm like, okay. What does this have to do with the conversation on hand? Like, even if she was, I'm a feminist and pro wrestling offends me. I'm a feminist, MMA offends me. I'm a feminist and that would make, or I'm a feminist and this guy said something in your comment section. Then I'm like, okay, we can adjust. But to be like, I'm a feminist, you know why? Click. High level professionalism there. YouTube, Google ads. You should be proud of yourself. Give yourself a Barry Horowitz on that one. Don't be evil. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, check it out. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. It says Google blows, LOL. Don't say it too loud. The future ninja will take us off the air. But no, but in Google's defense, I did write them this long ass letter that's like told them what was wrong with their system, and they're like, you're the only person that's honest, and I'm like, yeah, because everyone else fears losing their channel. Like, there's a part of me, there's two parts of me. There's a part of me that I don't want to lose my channel because A, it's a fun hobby and I've been doing this for a long time. But then there's also a part of me that's like, what? I don't have to podcast Raw anymore? I'm free to do what I want. You know what I mean? It would just be awesome. I'd probably just send out a resume. Have loud mouth, talk wrestling. Like, just send it out podcast. When YouTube kills us, can I join LK's VIP?
You can. You can.
All right, well, there you go. I'm not even scared anymore. All right. I still have Koco Plays, though. You can't take that away from me. You can't. Anyway, check out KocoSports.net. It was down because all you guys checked it out, but check it out again and crash it again. I don't run the day-to-day, so when we get so many people that crashes the server, I'm always like, yeah, good luck with that, Jerry. Also, sign up for ProWrestling.me. This was an all ProWrestling.me Q&A with a couple live questions snuck in. We're going to hit like 1 or 2 more videos and try to do a lot more videos on ProWrestling.me. And we want it to be an awesome social media type experience, and hopefully it improves. Right now, it's struggling along, but the Pioneer members are just so important. And also check out Koco Plays, where I play RBI Baseball badly and answer questions. I have a bunch of topics written on a piece of paper.
You fucking play bad.
Did you watch?
I've never played a baseball game. I've never played a baseball game in my life, and I didn't understand what was going on. And someone put in the comments rounders, which made me pop. So I couldn't believe it. Someone put rounders. That's unbelievable. That's as an English person, rounders are what girls play. That just made me. Oh, that's such a good line. Yeah. Anyway,
well, there's a lot of requests for other games, so maybe I'll have to add other requests in. But yeah, I play RBI Baseball badly by talking about anything but pro wrestling, even though pro wrestling does sneak in a lot. So I'm looking forward to it. And my book comes out February 25th. If there's anything you can do, buying a book, tattooing the book on your chest, telling all your friends. Christmas is around the holiday. Hopefully we'll have a pre-sale. And then you can tell all your family relatives to buy all my books, and then you can make a throne of my books. That would be awesome. Yeah. I normally wouldn't sell something that hard, but I have to sell so many so the publisher can print out more and food. So I'll probably sell it pretty hard. Anyway. All right. Like, comment, subscribe. Most likely Boom Boom and LK will be doing an NXT review, and maybe I'll join them. Okay. Thank you, as always. Internet Infantry, thank you, as always. And with that, I am over.